What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the latest roster update for Madden 20, but this is by far the most interesting roster update of the year, definitely unlike anything we've seen so far, and I'm going to get into why. And part of what goes hand in hand with this is also the other big thing going around, which is the new cleats that were added to the game via the title update yesterday. And the rumor going around about these cleats is that they give you speed and acceleration boost. They give boosts to your players, and people are freaking out about this. So there's a lot to cover in today's video. Like I said, one of the most interesting roster updates of the year, and also the whole cleat debacle that's going around right now that has people kind of up in arms. So if you are new to the channel and you always want to be up to date on the latest news and things like that, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that bell icon so that you never miss any of these important uploads. So really quickly, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the roster update itself, which is kind of brief this week. It's nothing too crazy. But then I'm going to get into the cleat thing, and also some of the crazier things that happen with the roster update as a result of like the Pro Bowl and things like that. But in terms of just players that are going up and down, nobody actually went down this week. The first time I've seen a roster update where nobody went down. I think mainly just because it's a Pro Bowl week type thing. Now the players who went up, there's a decent list of players that went up. Dalvin Cook went up 1 to a 91. DeMarcus Lawrence went up 1 to a 89. Phillip Lindsay, Denzel Ward, Josh Jacobs, these three guys went up 1 to an 86 overall. Shaquille Griffin and AJ Bouye both went up +1 to an 85 overall. Calvin Ridley went up 1 to an 83 overall. Darius Geis and Kenyon Drake both went up +1 to an 81 overall. And TJ Hawkinson and Marquise Goodwin both went up +1 to a 79 overall. So those are the players that went up. Like I said, nobody went down. Now, we're going to get into the whole cleat thing about boosting ratings. We're going to talk about some of the other crazy ratings that were adjusted, specifically for certain players in the roster update and all that. But first, let's hear a quick word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible has the largest selection of audiobooks in the world, but they also have a slew of other offerings such as podcasts, exclusive Audible originals that you won't find anywhere else, and more. You can get started right now with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/ERW, or you can text ERW to 500-500. Now, what I love about Audible is that you can listen to it anywhere, like while you're at the gym, for example, or heck, I even listen to it while I'm playing Madden sometimes. I'm currently listening to the Steve Young audiobook, My Life Behind the Spiral, which I must say has been absolutely amazing so far. I'm a sports junkie, so those are the audiobooks that I tend to go after. But no matter what you're into, Audible literally has something for everybody. Start listening with a 30-day free trial, and your first audiobook plus 2 Audible originals are free. Visit audible.com/ERW or text ERW to 500-500. Alright, so we're back, guys. So let's talk about the cleats. So people were freaking out yesterday. In the title update, they said that they added a new cleat to the game, the Nike Vapor Edge, right? And they applied it to all of the Vapor Edge athletes. I don't think it's all the Nike athletes in general. I think it's just the people that are going to be sporting the new Vapor Edge. So that's all the title update said. We didn't have any other information about it. All we thought was, hey, they just added a new cleat to the game. Pretty cool. We'll always take new equipment. Then this article came out from The Verge that had everybody, including myself, freaking out because it said Madden 20 is adding a Nike cleat that makes players better. And it has a picture of the new Nike Vapor cleat, the Vapor Edge, and we're like, whoa, what's going on here? So briefly in the article, they talk about, players such as Christian McCaffrey, Odell Beckham, Kyler Murray, Ezekiel Elliott, and so on are going to be wearing the cleats. It says this is the first time that an aesthetic update will actually affect a player's ability in-game, increasing their speed and acceleration. And of course, people were freaking out. Even in this article, it said, this is a bad precedent to set. And especially when you think about where most games are nowadays, specifically sports games, and even more specifically Madden with microtransactions and things like that, it's not really a precedent you want to set, putting equipment in the game that can make you better. Now, yes, we have abilities in the game that make players better, and I would argue that that's even a crazier thing that's in the game, just seeing how it has actually played out. In terms of equipment making, giving you stat boosts. I mean, we've seen certain things like this in other games. You know, if it's something for like a career mode or something like that, it's cool, it's a fun idea. But to say that now that we have a new cleat in the game and only Nike athletes that have this cleat are going to get a special speed boost, and as we all know, especially in Madden, speed is king, and it's only going to be for these select few players, that's something that people are kind of freaking out about. But most people thinking even further down the line, especially for a mode like an Ultimate Team, you know, would they potentially implement something eventually where you can buy special equipment for your players that give you special boosts? So even though Ultimate Team already has other ways to give your players boosts, but, you know, just, you know, further going down that rabbit hole is something a lot of people, you know, didn't want to hear about. Now, what is the Nike Vapor Edge cleat? Let's talk about that first, and we'll talk about how it's affecting the players' ratings. So it's a new series that Nike just unveiled right ahead of the Super Bowl. You know, a lot of times companies do this around a big event. They want to unveil a new product that they've been working on. So basically, you know, it says, you know, these cleats were inspired by player feedback, and the Nike Vapor Edge series, you know, it employs a whole bunch of new, you know, type of technology, and it's basically they are engineered for speed and performance. Like, the whole purpose of the shoe is to make you be able to move faster on the field, and that's not anything new if you know how, you know, sports equipment works, and it's always advancing. So, you know, the lighter they can make a cleat and the type of material they can make on it, yes, you would move faster in this cleat versus, say, another cleat. The same way they always talk about the gloves and why we see so many more crazy catches now as opposed to 20 years ago, because, you know, advancements have been made to gloves, and it's a lot easier to hold on to those balls with one hand or things of that nature than it was years ago. So that's basically what it is. It's a new cleat that Nike unveiled. Of course, Nike is, you know, a partner with the NFL, which directly makes them involved with Madden. So basically, it's kind of like a promo thing that Madden is doing around the cleat. Now, what happened was the cleats themselves do not give you boosts. So if you just go equip this cleat on your player, it's not going to affect your performance. The player's not going to play better in game. He's not going to be faster or have better acceleration or agility or none of that in game. What EA did was, the players that these cleats have been applied to, the Nike Vapor Edge athletes with Nike themselves, right? They went with the roster update and they just gave these guys acceleration or speed boost of a +1. And it's for a limited time, so it's not going to stay. So basically, for example, you have guys like, you know, most people, they just did an acceleration boost of +1. A few big name guys got an acceleration and a speed boost. These players are Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Odell Beckham, Devontae Adams, Ezekiel Elliott, and Kyler Murray. Those players got a +1 excel and a +1 speed boost for a limited time. Now, there's tons of other players that got the acceleration boost of +1. Guys like Lamar Jackson, Marshawn Lattimore, Jarvis Landry, Brandon Cooks, Darius Leonard, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, CJ Mosley. There's a bunch of them. There's probably like 20 of these guys that got like an acceleration boost. So, you know, a lot of people were freaking out about it. I wanted to wait and kind of get the information on it, because a lot of times wrong information gets put out there. So for the people that have been freaking out about this, like I said, the cleats themselves do not actually give you special abilities or boosts. They just went into the roster update and they gave these guys a +1. Probably it's going to be for a week, kind of the same thing they do when a player breaks a milestone, like Drew Brees earlier this year, and they gave him a 99 overall for a week. Or when a player retires, they'll make them like 99 overall for a week or two or something like that. That's all this is. It's just like, I think probably just for this roster update, they boosted excel and speed, because it's kind of like it's a promotion of the new cleat. It's a promotion and a marketing thing with Nike and with the NFL. So that's it. Now, some people might still be mad at that because it's just a select few players that get it. I mean, personally, most people don't agree with the ratings as they are anyway, you know, so I don't, a lot of people feel like a lot of these players should be faster anyway, so I don't really see the big deal about it. You know, the ratings aren't the biggest deal in Madden, as we all know. A lot of them don't really mean that much anyway, but, you know, this isn't any worse than abilities. Abilities are way worse than this, because abilities it's pretty much the same thing, but on an even more overpowered level, because the people that work at EA themselves, they handpick the players that they want to make special, and these abilities override the ratings by a whole lot, and they make your player, you know, Superman in the game. So that's way worse than any cleat or like equipment boosting your players, but they don't actually do that. So I kind of wanted to make sure we get that out there. They did update the patch notes or the update notes and said, you know, because this wasn't in there yesterday, but they updated it because people were freaking out, and they said to celebrate the launch of the new Nike Vapor Edge cleat, the Madden team is temporarily increasing the speed and acceleration a maximum of +1 for the Nike Vapor Edge athletes. So that's all that is. If you were freaking out about it, it's really not a big deal. It'll be gone soon. And honestly, the new cleats are pretty cool, like in terms of just aesthetically. I think outside of the Jordan cleats, they're the best looking cleats in the game now. So, you know, for people that like equipment, I'm sure they're glad to have, you know, a new pair of cleats in the game. So that's basically it, though. Now, the one last thing is a few players with the roster update got some kind of wacky ratings increases due to, like, maybe, you know, a trick play that might have happened in the Pro Bowl, or maybe something to do with the skills challenge. So Ezekiel Elliott got a +8 to his throw power. I believe he threw an interception in the Pro Bowl, but the fact that he threw a pass, I guess a decent amount of yards, they buffed his throw power. Devontae Adams actually got a +15 to his throw power, which is pretty significant. So he might be able to do some of those trick passes a little bit better now for wide receiver. And Fletcher Cox, many of you might have remembered, he had that play where he ran back. I don't know if it was a fumble or interception, and maybe it got lateral to him. I don't remember what happened, but he ran it back and he stiff-armed a guy on the way. So he actually got a +12 to his stiff arm in this roster update. So that's all for today. Just like I said, really interesting, because this is the first time we've seen a piece of equipment put into the game that has added speed and acceleration to a big pool of players. And, you know, like I said, people were kind of unsure about what was going on. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of these other videos right here, and I will see you guys next time.